Hey, everybody, welcome and welcome back. And thank
Hi.
goodness, I hope everybody can see me. I'm really still here. It was so odd yesterday being behind the scenes, but everybody put up with me. Thank you so much. And welcome to Terri Suzuki from Kigaru Spiritual Journeys. And I'm so happy to be back here with you, Terri. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on. It's always wonderful to be with you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. I should mention that next week, um, I don't know, are you doing the second week or are you doing next week? Who's doing what?
Jean is doing next Sunday because on April 1st, I'm going to be at the Alchemy Fair in Everett. It's a huge, like they have it in the big arena, upstairs
Ooh,
part of the arena. And so I'm going to be there on
okay.
Sunday.
No,
Yeah.
but you guys were going to take over for me on Thursdays for meeting with the
Yes,
mediums.
we are. Yes.
And so you will, who's doing it this upcoming Thursday? Is it Joan and Thayer?
It's Joan. It's Joan,
Okay.
and I'm doing it the week after.
The week after, and it will be on your channels. And I will post that on my community board with a link so everybody knows where you are. But
Mhm.
I have the next 2 weeks off. So yes, I will post that for you because I know they love doing it and I love offering it and they do too. So I wanted you to know that. So I am excited about the Alchemy Fair. That's wonderful. That's
Yeah,
just awesome. Yeah,
it's a it's a big one. I've been there as a customer, but I haven't
sure.
been there as a vendor before. And in
Hmm.
fact, it it they give me automatically an 8-foot table. I had to buy a new tablecloth.
Oh my. Now that's the
An
table you
8-foot
and I
table.
should have had. Oh, that's the one we should have had.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I got a lot of room. In
Uh-huh.
fact, oh, I wish I had grabbed it. I had to go buy new pretties for my booth too. I
Oh,
usually take my black tablecloth and decorate it with a kind of turquoise, and this
yeah.
time I'm going with pink. Yeah,
Oh, excellent. Nice and spring-like. Very
yeah.
nice. Pretty soon you'll be able to get some tulips to put on the table too. Isn't the Tulip Festival
Mhm.
coming up here in Washington? I think it is. And when
Yeah,
it does, you don't have to be up there in the area. They have them everywhere, sell them
yeah,
everywhere. I love it.
yeah.
Yeah, and the colors are gorgeous. Hypnicity wonders if that's at the Angel of the Winds, the Alchemy
Yes, it
Fair.
is.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very good. So
Hypnicity.
yes.
See me.
Yay! Absolutely, absolutely. So we're all glad you're here today. Thank you for being here this morning. We're going to shout out to a couple of folks this morning and say hello. Hello, Craig and Kiba and Hypnicity, of course, and Jenny and Richie. Hi, Richie. And there's Aquila and Linnea and Marsh Green, Scorpio Mama, Spirit Watcher Suzanne. Thank you. A light worker and Monica. Very good. Hi, Jan's Free. Hi, Jan's Free. It's good to see everybody. Hypnicity says she'll try to come and actually meet you this time. It depends. Terry's very busy. I mean,
Yeah,
she and I had barely any time really to sit and chat because she's a busy lady there. But anyway, that's
yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, that's
That's
wonderful.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and welcome, Coach Ellen. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for being here. I got lots of new subscribers. I feel very grateful, and I want to thank anyone who is a new subscriber for signing up and being with us. We usually offer this with Sunday with Spirit with one of the psychic mediums. We either have Jean or we have Terry, and they are spirit sisters. I call them. They've worked together for a long time. And then on Thursdays at 2:30 Pacific time, we have our meeting with the mediums, and there's usually two mediums, and we answer your questions. So welcome. Hi, Ann. It's nice to see you. Yeah. Yeah, you're already a day ahead. You must be back to work. All right. Ann lives in New Zealand, so yeah. All right. Well, excellent. Anything that's coming up for you want to mention at all?
Well, I already mentioned the Alchemy Fair.
Right?
Um, but actually, last weekend, I was at the MeWe Fair, which
Right.
stands
I
for
forgot to say.
Metaphysical and Wellness Fair in
Uh-huh.
Linwood, Washington, and that was really, really interesting. When you're there in person, sometimes the readings are really off the charts, and I was surprised that a lot of healings happened.
Really?
I Yeah,
Okay.
I each day I try to read a room at least for 1 hour,
Mm-hmm.
and at the very end of my hour, a young girl, like a queen to me, but I think I'm old, probably a little old, and I'm just old. She came in and she said, "You read my mom's past life," because I did a lot of past life readings too. And she said, "My mom says I need to talk to you that you can heal me."
Oh.
And, and now I don't I don't do the healings. The
Uh-uh.
angels do
Yeah.
the
It's a
healings,
little intimidating. Yeah, yeah.
right?
Sure.
But right away the angels just like stepped into my vision kind of and like, yes, this is what we'll do. Take her back to your booth. I told her, I can't do it right here. It's going to take a
Mm-hmm.
little more time. And we went back to the booth, and the angels had me throw that cloak around me, but then they did something different. So they've given me a cloak to heal repetitive thoughts. Like if you have thoughts that are dragging your life down, that you
Mm-hmm.
can't get away from, that like maybe your dad in a fit of frustration said, "Oh, you're just so stupid," or something, and that thought keeps coming back to you
Stays.
time and
Yeah.
time and time again.
Yeah.
So they gave me this cloak, and it gets rid of those thoughts. And
Mm-hmm.
but in this case, she was a people pleaser to way too much, and so they had me throw the cloak around her. And then usually what they do is when this cloak is on, they tell me what color for them to imagine and to bring into their body. And
Okay.
then what they do is usually the angel, usually Michael or somebody big comes and they put their hands on top of their head and they press down and they press that color through their body. And then I see the color run out of their feet, taking the thought with them.
Oh,
And then
wow.
this happens near they always have a fire there, and the thoughts go get burnt up in the fire. And
Yeah.
this time is very different. They
Mm-hmm.
brought in this orange, and when they
Mm-hmm.
pushed it down, it filled her body. It did not leak out. It filled her body. It did some sort of healing. And a little bit of kind of teal green liquid came out and went into the fire, but just a little bit, just a teeny bit. And very interesting. And the funny thing was, or interesting thing was, is I had an audience. I didn't know there was an audience watching this healing happen. And they all said, "What happened?" Her face turned completely red at some point. We thought she was crying, but she wasn't crying. Some change came over her.
Wow, Jerry. Oh
Interesting.
my God. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
That's
I couldn't see it because I had my eyes closed, but
okay. Okay. So but you had these people watching and they gave you that validation. And did
yeah,
she feel, she must have felt better when you were finished? Did she?
I hope,
Obviously.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She I think she still had to process it. So,
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I have to tell you that if you watch the movie, it's a movie from the begin, like 2002 or three. It's a old,
Mhm.
which doesn't seem that long ago, but I guess it was. Crash, and it's a fabulous movie anyway. But the father always puts a protective cloak around his daughter,
Mm,
and
interesting.
and there's a part in the movie that it's just really good about it. I mean, it's a great movie anyway. I thought it was a great movie. It talks about basically, um, at the beginning it says that we are here, we are on earth, but we just we don't really talk to each other, we don't really do anything with each other, we just crash into each other, and when we do, then we wake up, or we realize that we're just sort of not even thinking about what we're doing. But it's very good, so if you get a chance to watch it. But that cloak thing is great. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That,
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
that,
I
making a
think
little note on that.
yes. I think it's a very powerful movie. Um, oh, look at this. Why do you two have a glow on your
On our
face?
faces. Good.
A little bit of makeup, a little bit of makeup today. Not
Definitely
much.
made some makeup, but
That's nice, Marcia. Thank you. Hi, Lottie. Nice to see you too. Yes, Craig, it is a movie, Crash. And I know you're the movie man. So, yeah, it's Crash. And it's got an all-star cast in it. Again, it's about either 2002, 3, 4, somewhere around there. It was early 2000s. Okay, very good. Well, I am so impressed. I got goosebumps, and I hope you continue to do that. That's fabulous.
I will. I was I was meditating ahead of this, and
Uh-huh.
the angels were coming, and I think they have. I think we might be surprised today a little bit. It
Okay.
seems like they're giving everybody little gifts. So
Well, Marcia says it's not makeup, it's something heavenly. So apparently the angels are already here. You brought them with you when you
oh,
came from your wonderful group meeting with your other spiritual friends.
mhm.
We always love that. It's so funny because, and then I'll shut up and get some questions here. But yesterday, when I was on with Scott Scorpio Tarot, Richie, who is here today, was in the chat, and he said, "I think that Scott should give the sun to everybody. You know, the card from the tarot, the sun." And it was so cute. I'll be damned if he didn't get the sun like 80 times. Kept getting, both of us. We either got the sun or we got something like the sun that meant the sun, you know.
Oh,
And so we're instantly manifesting, I believe, in real
mhm,
time. So we really need to be careful what we say and do,
mhm.
everybody. You don't want to put the negative out there, because that also will manifest. But
Yeah,
here we have a safe place, and it's fabulous. And so I
right.
just had to pass that along. That was great. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I love Scott Scorpio son.
Isn't he a
I know I
sweetheart? He's
always
so
say his name
calm.
backwards, but
Yeah,
he's
I
such,
know.
his soul is so soft. He's just so
It's
soft.
very soft. I told him when I got up from being with him on his show that I felt like I was floating. It was quite an interesting experience. Yeah. Thank you, Craig. Yes, Crash is 2004 with Matt Dillon, Brendan Fraser, and Jennifer Esposito. And who else is in it but the beautiful woman, light skinned black woman. Can't think of her name. Tawny something. She was in the recent show that was Westworld. She was recently in
Mm,
Westworld.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Sorry. Okay. You got the sun, Becky. Yes, you did. You did get the sun. Yeah. Vicky, you meditated before you clicked on. That's awesome. And hi, Squadio Data MJ. It's nice to see you. Very nice. Okay, we have 11 questions. So I'm going to tell you who they are, so you know where you are. We have Kiba and Hypnicity, Jan's Free and Scorpio Mama, Vicky, Ocean View, Warrior Girl, A Light Worker, Aquila, Linnea, and Siwi. We got a lot to do. So I'm going to
Okay.
have to close the questions now, please. Okay? Thank you, everybody. So Kiba Moore has a question if she's going to live in a certain place. And I have some cards I could pull, Kiba.
Okay. My heart to Kiva's heart to my heart. My soul to Kiva's soul. This soul to know if she should live in Nicholas Hills,
Oh, Mary, that's nice. Oh, good for you, Mary.
Well, this is kind of interesting. I'm holding on to some crystals, but in my in my spiritual thing, I was holding a dice, and they're saying just throw up the dice, and so what I'm taking from that, I mean, also you should always, whatever your interpretation of whatever they're showing me is always much more important. But what I'm saying is this is your choice. I get a super, super good feeling about living in the Nicholas Hills, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking that they're saying you get to make this choice. So, angels, can you tell me why there's a dice? What dice? Um, hmm. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit more information, and it's not quite as positive as I thought about it. But they're saying that basically, if you just throw the dice, you don't know what you're going to get. You know, it could be for worse or for better. And so they're really saying, weigh your options about what it would take to move there. Um, do a little check in to find out why your soul wants to go there. Maybe go hang out at a coffee shop there. But they're saying it's still your choice, but weigh your options carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I kind of got the same thing. These are called should I cards. In other words, should I do this? And it says, don't be ridiculous. I love that. Don't be ridiculous. Proceed slowly. So I agree with
Mm.
Terri. You know, she's saying spend some time in the area. Um,
Mm.
you know, sit at a Starbucks or sit at a McDonald's, whatever you want to do. But check it out. I'll tell you why. I was looking into living in a certain area of Washington, and I spent a couple of days just going around at some of the shopping. And this was way back 11 years ago. But anyway, the people were not very nice. I just felt that way. I felt like they were snooty, and I didn't feel comfortable there. So I just knew that that wasn't going to work for me. And I'm glad I did, because I'm glad I don't live there. But you do get possibly. And
Mhm.
then the fairies tell you to admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest. Only you know what is that you truly desire. So I think, it's just all of these seem to just be pointing to give it some time and weigh out your options. But all right, Kiba, good for you. Thank you, dear, for the question. It's good to see you as always. Okay, so Grandma Lucille, did she approve of her publishing her book? I'm not going to answer this because I did the other day, but I'm going to let you do
Okay.
it.
I get a resounding yes. A resounding yes. She kind of shows up on my stage and she's just so happy. She feels honored that you're doing this for her. And if anybody learns something from her story, she's just going to be so happy. Even one person makes a huge difference, she says. It's a big,
Yeah,
so yes, go ahead. What did
yeah.
you
And
get? Read
well,
before.
I told her the same thing, and so did, I believe, Scott did yesterday as well, and or whoever I was reading with at the time, and maybe it was Susan. I can't remember, but all I know is that she asked the question, "Well, how do I proceed?" And I said, "Go to Amazon. You can start out with a Kindle book, or you can even do publish on demand." And all of us felt, even the people in the chat had felt, that this was something that would be of interest to people because it's about Stagecoach Inn in Yellowstone, and it was a hotel that was built by her grandparents and by Hypnicity's grandparents. And so I think that it would be fabulous. I think there
Right.
would be people that would read it. Yeah.
And
So
Hypnicity, once you get it published, let us all know. I'll
that's what
take a
I
look.
said.
I
Yeah.
I love historical things like that.
I know. I said, come on, we can let people know on here to check it out. So,
Yeah,
yeah. So don't hesitate. Do it, girl.
she's
And here
fine.
we are. Hi, Jan's Free. Were you today? She wants an April reading. Happy spring. I don't know about you, but it's like someone flipped a switch. And of course, I know that's astrological, but it's also, it's just nicer out. I had the landscape guys cleaning up my yard yesterday, so it's kind of fun. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So this is really interesting. I changed what crystal I had in my hand, and I picked up a garnet marble, uh,
Ooh.
rough garnet marble. And it's so funny because I was channeling garnet the other day. And so they're showing me you on the stage holding the garnet marble. And the garnet marble, though, the garnet in on my stage, though, is putting out a lot of purple and red light. And it's lighting your path. You're following this path. Okay, so tell me, what does this mean for spring? So you're on the right path. You're moving forward. Oh, with garnet, it's trust your intuition. Trust your intuition this spring and go with it. That's what I'm getting.
Okay. Fabulous. Well, I got something pretty close. I agree with you. I have here that you will be manifesting. Look at the colors. Oh my God, they're so
Ooh,
gorgeous.
that's
You'll be
beautiful.
manifesting and you will be working on maybe some mediumship, Jansfree, it looks like. Um, and, if you don't want that, then of course you can just expand your psychic ability or your intuition in order to provide you with more. But it is starting to surface for you. It's starting to surface in a very big way.
Mm.
And I will tell you, Jan's Free, she and her brother had a discussion about reincarnation. So she's spreading the word. And he was, he wasn't what I call a spiritual guy, perhaps, but now he's open to talking about that. So that's great. But remember, Jan's Free, you are the Empress, and the Empress rules her kingdom, her area, and so you rule the roost. And you can do anything that you want to do in April. And make sure you take the time to do that because you work really hard and you do a lot of things for other people. You do something for this beautiful person. You're the Empress. There you go. Wow. All right. Thank you, Jansfree. All right. We have Scorpio Mama wondering if she can get a message from Grandma Virginia. Hi, Karen. Oh, the allergies started. Yes. Hi, Susa. It's nice to see you. Hi, Andrea. If I missed anybody, sorry about that. Lots of love to all of you.
So I think I have Grandma Virginia on the stage, and she is showing me. Um, usually when they show me themselves, they don't show themselves at a very very old age, but she's showing me at an old age. They kind of like their 30s when they were the most vital, but she's showing me an older age. She's at a heavier weight. She's saying, "I earned every single one of these wrinkles." She's really a nice person. She's somebody. I would definitely like to have known. Okay, so Grandma Virginia, do you have a message for the Scorpio? Message from the granddaughter. Oh man, I feel like that I have had to give this message a gazillion times, especially at the fair. She's saying, Scorpio Mama, don't play it safe. Don't hide your light. Don't tiptoe around. She says your job in this life, this adventure that you're on, your time around this time, is not to slide into the plate with your makeup perfectly done, your hair perfectly done, your clothes in good order. She said, your job is to slide into home, your hair messed up, your nails chipped, your pants torn, your dirt on your face. She says, you got to do it all. This is the only chance you get to do it all in this life. You get to do it in other things in another life, but this life, she's like, slide into home plate, all your stuff. Do it all. Do it all.
Wow.
Don't be
I
afraid.
love her. She sounds very spunky. Is
She
she
is
spunky?
spunky. She's spunky, but she's nice. She's the kind of
Uh-huh.
person. She makes me feel. I used to be a hairdresser, and I had a client named Corinne, and she looks a lot like Corinne.
Uh-huh.
And in case I'm getting the right thing here, Corinne loved jewelry. She loved rings. But she just feels like her a lot. Just this loving, loving presence that I look forward to every week. Not like oh, I got to do her hair today. I love
Uh-huh.
Corinne.
Her energy was good. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting to me that I have found so many hairdressers that are very intuitive, or at least intuitive, but also, more like yourself and like Kevin, um, healing medium. He is a hairdresser, and
Mhm.
yeah, it's wow. Well, you're right in someone's aura, or
You're
right.
you're touching them, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Can't really get away from it. That's very true. Yeah. So, Scorpio Mama, I have here that the angels of healing are with you. Look at the colors, and the sword is there. So, Michael carries the sword, and there's the sign of health, the caduceus behind it. And it says here, a time of healing is about to bless you, accept Archangel Raphael's emerald green light while I embrace your strength. Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
beautiful? And take that light and be a light to others. I
Yeah.
love that. So share your light. And that's pretty much what Terri said too, or that Grandma said. In other words, you get this one time in this life and you got to use it. You got to slide into home plate right at the end, not worried about what you look like. Yeah. So it says shine your light so others can learn from you.
Okay. So, if you can pause just a second here, Allie. So
Yep.
when I was meditating for this, I've been asking the angels to step in more.
Okay.
And so a lot of times when they do healings, they have they show me these big drops of liquid that they put in somebody's crown chakra. And today they have showed me a whole bunch of essentially Hershey's Kisses. I mean,
Oh.
little drops.
Uh-huh.
There's green
Uh-huh.
ones, yellow ones, and chocolate ones, and blue. I mean, there's all sorts of ones. And they're telling me to give her a chocolate drop. Now,
Ah.
and really, all you have to do is imagine that you have this little drop of chocolate liquid in you, and this is from the angels, so some sort of healing thing. And they gave me one, and what I did is I just dropped it into my mouth. So if you would, and actually everyone can claim one if they want one, but
Thank
but
you.
they wanted her, especially, to have a chocolate drop. So there you go. I don't know what it does, but
I took mine. Wow. And it's melting in my mouth. It reminds me, my mother made these cookies. You make these cookies and then you press a Hershey Kiss into them. When
right.
I was a kid, I loved them. They were
Yeah.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Terri. That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. Great share. Okay, this is Miss Vicky Howell, and she would like to know if her best friend Nancy has a message for her. She misses her badly and does talk to her all the time.
Okay.
I'm sorry for your loss, Vicky. Good, Scorpio Mama. I'm glad.
She's funny presence. She's funny. And she's like, I like the chocolate drops. In fact, I want all the candy. And I'm like, well, you're over there and you get all the candy already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Nancy, what do you have for Vicky? What do you want to say to Vicky? Well, she says, well, girl, what an adventure we were on. Oh my goodness. She's she's showing me the screen kind of cut in half, and there's like she's like, I really flowed with your energy. That our energy was so good together that we got up to trouble. We got up good. We got up to good trouble. Good trouble is what she's saying. And so, Nancy, what else do you have to say? She's showing me that she sometimes hangs out at night with you,
Uh-huh.
like in your bedroom, and not creepy like. She's
Mm-hmm.
just saying that sometimes she can kind of abide with your spirit
Wow.
at night, and she's showing me a starry sky, like Van Gogh's Starry Sky,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that's sometimes where we get to really, when you're sleeping, when you're journeying and you're on the other side, we get to kind of interact again, and it it makes her feel so good. It makes her feel like no time has passed. No time has really passed, and it's almost like she gets to know you even more. Um,
Wow.
Nancy, what else do you have to say? Okay. She says, "You take the lemon drop." So just imagine like a little drop of lemon. It just
Oh,
There you go. Okay,
that
good.
is so wonderful, Vicky. I'm glad she does. Wow, you have a close connection. She says she can feel when you have a longing. And sometimes she really longs to be back to those days when you were younger and you just could do everything together, physically. But I really do believe she's, like Terri says, she's with you all the time. She's seen you go through many metamorphoses. And there you go, look at all the butterflies. And so obviously she is in your space, let's put it that way. And so she can see what's going on, and she's really proud of you for what you're doing. I don't know why this card comes up in a weird place from a lot of people, but I get the neighbor card. Now I don't know what that means. Then we get a busybody person, I don't know, or just somebody sitting in a window. Maybe you had something happen where a neighbor, I remember my friend and we had a neighbor once that we used to pick on because his name was Charles something, and he called himself Chaz. And we were just young giggly girls, and we would giggle about it all the time. So I don't know if that means anything to you,
Yeah.
but the key is that she is in unity with you. You two have spent many lifetimes together. She's still with you. And she says, we just flow together, just like the water. So,
What a
wow.
beautiful card.
Yeah. Yeah. She was so snoopy.
Oh,
So maybe she was the snoopy neighbor.
but maybe, but I kind of thought with the line going straight down the middle of the card, it was almost like the veil. She's over there watching, and
Watching.
but look what Andrea Galvin said. That's so cool.
I love that.
An ethereal
It's Terry's
pajama
pajama
party.
party. Really? Really? Oh
Wow.
my God. So the neighbor card did make sense to you, Vicky. I'm glad, because sometimes I'll get it and I'll say something about it and people are like, I don't know. I don't know about the neighbor, but awesome. Well, she's with you, girl. No doubt. No doubt at all. Okay, so we have ocean view, of which I would love to have right now, but an ocean view. A message from Tommy, her love, who passed a few years ago. And I'm sorry, Ocean View. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, oh, what a sweetie. So earlier today, I found myself in the spiritual realm walking along a beach. And you know, I kind of think that your name, Ocean View, suddenly, you know,
Mm-hmm.
put me back in my imagination, put me back on that beach. I see Tommy and you walking along the beach. Only it's changed. Now I can see the ocean. I couldn't before. Now it's a much wider view, and he's walking ahead of you a little bit, and I don't want to say stubs his toe. He deliberately kind of kicks the sand a little. And he suddenly picks up this little white heart-shaped rock and he's holding it up. And then
Mm.
he brings my attention to the sand where there's many, many rocks, many heart-shaped rocks. And so it's just really expressing his love for you, expressing that, um, oh, love never dies, love never goes away. Just like this stone, the stone that he's picked up has been here forever. All the little stones are here forever.
Mm.
And as we walk through this life, we do grind those hearts a little. We grind a little stone off of it. The stone is in our lives. You know, it's part of the dust and dirt that we walk through. But he's just saying, just think about that. Think about the fact that as we walk, I'm leaving little bits of me in your life, in your path.
Oh, wow. It reminds me of footprints in the sand, or when somebody puts a big heart with their
Right?
names together on the beach. Wow,
Yeah.
that's so beautiful. And she says, and we love the beach. Oh, that's
Mm.
great. So I pulled a couple of cards. I pulled the shaman card first. I don't know if he was a spiritual person like you are, or if he's encouraging you to stay exactly that way, to stay open to new ideas, to new ways of doing things. Shamanism, you can go on different journeys and you're able to connect with the other world. And so, but I don't know who was the rebel. Somebody was a rebel. Is it you? Are you a rebel, or was he a rebel? I'm not sure. In other words, you don't have to be a bad person to be a rebel. You say, I don't want to do this way. Just because everybody else does it this way doesn't mean I have to do it this way. So I'm getting a little bit of that. Okay. And he says, I'm sending you lots of loving healing. Look at the beautiful flower. It's opening up for the spring. He says, please accept the healing. And it says in very small words, begin to think of the fresh air and the sunshine on the beach. But he wants you also to rest. He says, make sure you take time to rest. You can walk along the beach, you can run along the beach, but also just sit and contemplate. Take the time to rest and just sit in the now. And I will be sitting right beside you.
They showed me she gets a little purple drop. Little purple drop.
A little purple one. Okay. So I don't know if you were, I think you were here, Ocean View. They look like little kisses. So yours is purple, and you could.
Yeah.
Yes, sweet Salty. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have enough questions for today. I'm sorry. Okay, Warrior Girl, I'm glad you're here, dear. May I get a birthday message from my baby angel I lost 23 years ago today? Honey, I am so sorry. I'll be eternally grateful. Wow. Okay. So you lost your baby in 2000. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that, dear. We certainly will try.
It may be helpful to have the first name.
Okay. Hers or the baby's?
The baby's.
Okay. Warrior Girl, can we have the first name of the baby if you have a name for the baby, Oh, right. Brandon.
Brandon. Okay.
Okay. Hi, Amanda Carroll. It's good to see you too.
So the second I kind of tapped into your energy, I saw a huge orb. Brandon is putting up this orb that's very white and light blue, very, very, but the bottom of the orb, the arc of the orb just has feathers, white feathers, like it has a very angelic feel to me. Okay, so Brandon, what do you have? A message. Oh, what a sweetie. He's like, Mom, you ushered my soul into the world. I learned I learned the softness of love. These feathers represent the softness of love. You may, people may think that, 23 years ago, that they might think, well, that's kind of a waste. Why would somebody come to Earth for such a short time and go back? And she said, my soul learned so much. My soul learned about the softness of love, about the expansion of the universe. He said, so sometimes when I'm out there doing my journeys, I can never tell size. I can't tell if I'm out there that I'm massively huge or I'm teeny tiny small. Everything, even your blood cell is a universe all into its own. And he's saying that my universe was expanded. I learned so much. I learned about love. I learned about heartbreak. I learned about hope. I learned about sadness. She said, my entire world expanded so large, you just cannot believe it. And I thank you for giving me that gift.
Wow. Oh, wow. So the first card I pulled was a fairy card that says affirmations on it. And it says to lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. And he says, if you use my name, I can also help you to get what you'd like. I'm over here. I'm one of your guides now. And yes, he says, I have seen life through a different perspective because I became sort of an angel early. But as Terri said, there's lots of things that he learned from you. And he said, my life had value, and it was valuable, I know, to you, but also it was valuable to me because it gave me the lessons I needed in order to grow in my own soul destiny. And he says, no matter what happens, Mom, we are still attached. We are attached because I'm your baby and I came from you. Never doubt it. Never doubt it. Call my name and I will be there. So, wow, I got goosebumps.
Yeah, I do
Gee,
too. And
yeah.
then he showed me, before you pulled that card with all the red on it, he showed
Uh-huh.
me she gets red drops. They're kind of heart
Okay.
shaped actually,
Heart
and a
shaped
lot of
ones.
them. She doesn't just get one.
Like the cinnamon hots. Remember those little cinnamon
Right.
hots that you
Yeah,
get?
yeah.
And the purple one you gave to Ocean View, she loves purple. So that's great. Yeah.
Oh,
Andrea, I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Keith is having urology issues for hypnicity. Okay, we'll send him some healing. Um, let's see. Is there. Uh, and Mike, I'm not sure who Mike is, but Andrea said Mike's doctor needs some additional third eye for diagnosis. I'm seeing small intestine and blood vessels. There's some bleeding that needs to be stopped. So yeah, so we'll just say that those two folks, Mike and Hypnicity's husband, Keith, uh, would just really send some of your channeled energy their way for the most perfect way for them to heal and for the highest good of all concerned. So I'm sorry to hear that. And anyway, thank you, Warrior Girl. I hope that made your day for his birthday. Okay, so a little bit of a switch here. We wondered if a light worker wonders if she'll get a job or fellowship this year in research. Boy, Terri knows all about what you have to do in order to do that kind of paperwork, I think.
that's a job all on its own.
Yeah.
I see that it will take determination on your part. In other words, you won't get to just sit around and get this. It won't just come to you. You're going to have to work a little bit for it. But they're encouraging you to use your intuition. They're making me focus on this garnet a lot, and it's almost like the intuition is this garnety kind of purpley red color, and that it's almost like leading you, just like that other reading I did where the garnet stone is like leading. And they're saying, follow your intuition. They are reminding me when I was in graduate school, and they're encouraging you to go out of your way to talk to people, especially the counselors.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing that, I had such a hard time getting into graduate school. They didn't really want to accept me. And
Mm-hmm.
I was insistent that they must accept me. And they're showing me that they want you to be that insistent. I'm going to tell you something that maybe won't show me in such a great light, but I was a single mother of 3 kids, kind of tweens and a little younger. And when I wanted a professor to give me a letter of support, I took my kids with me and let them loose in their office. That to get rid of me, they had to agree to write that letter for me. Um,
Oh,
they're saying put a lot of insistence in this. Um, they're showing me the color green, like green. What do you mean by this color green? So green, maybe, yeah, I think so. Money,
money.
growth. I mean, everything. I think they're saying yes, you're going to get it, but you're going to have to be a little. Yeah, go for it.
I had a similar thing, Terry, not with kids running around, but I was a C student in my undergraduate work, and 20 years after I would have graduated, I wanted to get into a master's degree, and I needed to go there to one that didn't require the GRE because I'm
Mm-hmm.
with tests, just terrible. And I went in and pretty much, I didn't pound on him or anything, but I just pretty much convinced him that I was a different person, that the world was different. I was different. And that I be in on a test run, you know what I mean? If I
Right.
prove myself, And so, yes, if that's the case, just say that to them. Let me try it out. Let me see how I can do. I think I can do this really well, and then commit to it. And it says you're worthy. It says you're worthy.
Yes.
The most
Yeah.
important thing is you have to believe you're worthy, a light worker, because the guides and the cards say you are worthy. So I love that. And it's a part of a sacred contract that you made. So it's definitely part of the karma, part of what it is you came here to do. So remember that. And oh, Marsha, oh God, yes, I didn't want to take that test. Everybody thought I was an A student when I was in high school, and they didn't know that I wasn't.
In high school, I was so not an A student.
Right.
Um, but I did take the GRE.
Oh,
I
good for you,
I
girl.
did so terrible on the math part that
That's
that the counselor that I'm thinking about she's about this insistence, he made fun of me. He's like, "Oh my God, you could have done better if you just guessed." And he's like,
thank
"You
you.
probably shouldn't go to grad school." And I'm like, "I'm going to grad school. Thank you, Mr. Sunshine, but I'm going to
Right.
grad
Good for you. Yeah.
school."
Yep. No, yeah, I was like the president of the student body at college, and I was in the play group, and I was in the sorority, and I was majoring in extracurricular fun. And so I didn't do what I should have been doing, but it was totally different in my first, and I took 2 master's degrees because I loved it so much. It was so much fun. It really was. So good luck, a light worker. I wanted just to pass this along that when Warrior Girl was 8 months pregnant when she gave birth to Brandon. He weighed 5 pounds, 1 ounce, due Easter Sunday. Warrior Girl had 3 strokes on that day. And so, God bless you, dear. God bless you. You were meant to do big things. And sorry it had to come with the sacrifice of losing a baby. So
Right. Oh, that just gives me tingles everywhere, though.
I know. I know. Thanks for sharing that very personal story with us, dear. Okay, Aquila, beautiful Aquila. My friend who transitioned in 2006 showed me a picture of us in dreams. Her name is Dwayne, Dwain. That's different. Oh, his name. So sorry. His name is Dwayne. Does he have a message for her? People have a lot of
I'm
different
so glad you put this in, Aquila. I owed you a reading anyway, so yay.
things. She's so
Life is
beautiful.
balanced again. Well, he's kind of showing me himself. He's giving me the feeling that felt like he was rough around the edges, that he didn't flow with life as much as he should have. And yet somehow I think he's underestimating himself. He's telling me that, but I'm somehow not believing it quite all the way, that he did flow a little more than he thought.
Uh-huh.
Dwayne. Okay, Dwayne, what is your message for Aquila?
Do you get that he was funny or that he was a lot of fun?
I do get that he was fun. He was very interesting.
Yeah.
He's showing me something that looks like the Eiffel Tower or like a monument. Uh, um, you know, now I can't think of the word, but there's a spire in one of the museums, I think in London, and it's like Cleopatra's Needle. He's showing me
Mm.
Cleopatra's Needle. Okay,
Wow.
okay, Wayne, what about Cleopatra's Needle? Tell me about it. Oh, now he's like weaving light around it and up, and he said, "Me and Aquila have been around, around, and around together." That uh, he says, "I love her spirit. I love the pull of goodness, goodness, spirituality in us. Good. I don't have the right word, but he said she pulls him around,
Oh,
and
wow.
he's attracted to her spirit, and he thanks you so much for helping him have such a lovely, lovely life when he was here. Such a
Wow.
lovely life. And he just thanks you. And I kind of see him just kind of hug that needle becomes small, that and he just kind of hugs it to his chest, like it goes inside his chest, like he's just keeping you with him, keeping
Wow.
those lovely memories with him.
So I got pulled to the deck of character, which is it's a funny deck. And I don't know why, but that's what I felt I had to read from. The first card I pulled was Hot Springs. I don't know if you guys spent any time in like a hot spring or could even be a hot tub, or maybe you went to Hot Springs, Arkansas. I don't know, but I get the Hot
Hot,
Springs card.
hot water, hot water. They got into
Oh yeah,
hot
maybe he's
water.
in hot water. That's very true. But look at the next one. I'm getting that he he has fun kind of tricking you. And he says, I'm not earthbound, but I really enjoy coming around you and maybe just playing some tricks on you sometimes. So if you're finding that something is moved or something is like the curtains are moving or whatever it is, that's me. I'm having fun with that. He says, but it's really beautiful here in heaven. Oh, it's gorgeous. Just you wait. And please do wait. But when you come, wow, you're going to love it here. He says, I look down at what you are all doing here on the earth, and all I see is a dumpster fire. And I'm getting the feeling he's kind of glad he isn't here. It's like, oh my God, I'm not real thrilled with what's been going on down there. Not necessarily with you, Aquila, just in general. Okay. He's not real pleased. The last card I get is a candle. He says, every time you light a candle, no matter if your intention is there or not, I come by and check on you. So if you want to know, if you want me around, you can call on me, of course. But if you light a candle, know that I'll be there. I'll be there just with you. So, wow.
Oh, he
Hi,
says,
Lauren.
he says silver drop for her.
Silver
Which
drop for her.
usually I see silver often accompanies people who ask about romance.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. Linnea wonders if you can tell her the name of her spirit guide. Well, Linnea, you have a lot of them, but perhaps Terri can
Let's see if we can get one or
get
two.
one of them at least. Yeah.
Wow, I heard this kind of loud-ish. I mean, it's claircognizant, but still, it was a loud, clear John,
Oh,
John, and I
John.
get very has a lot of Jesus energy. I think it's John. I think didn't he hang out with John the Baptist at first? John, which John are you? He's like, yeah, he hung out with Jesus. He's John of that. Okay. John, what do you do for Linnea? He says, anything. He says, but I kind of prepare your path. He's he's like, I kind of help smooth out the bumps a bit. Call on me anytime. Okay. And don't be worried about if this feels too religious for you. He's like, don't worry about it. We don't have religion over here. We
That's
don't
what they're
have
all
religion
saying.
over
Yeah.
here. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, John. Thank you for just suddenly telling us a bit of truth there that we.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, John. Okay,
That's all right.
woo,
I get that he's been with you since the beginning. He's been with you since the beginning, and that he's been your caretaker. So in other words, he's probably one of your main guides, because isn't that true that the main guides that work with you, they're with you most of your life, or all of your life if you need them. And then there are some that come and go,
right.
But yeah, don't worry about
this is a stayer. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a stayer. I wanted to just give some feedback on Aquila. They were engaged. She and Tommy were engaged. Is it Tommy? No, it was Dwayne. I'm so sorry, Dwayne.
Okay.
And she also says that her breaker box was open. So thank you. So apparently he's been there and visited her, and now she knows why that is, So yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Linnea. Thank you. It rings true. It could be John the Baptist. That's true. Yes.
Could be. It's a John. Yeah.
Well, there's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and I don't think John is John the Baptist, is he? I don't know.
No, it's a
No.
different
Okay.
John.
Different John. Okay.
But I feel like since I mentioned John the Baptist, it's probably more along that line. So
I get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So we wonders if we have a message for her.
Oh, wow. I just see a riot of color. I'm going to have to sort this out a moment. Just
Oh, wow.
Color.
Mm-hmm.
See, what's going on here? What's going on? They're just saying, enjoy the spring colors, enjoy the spring. It's like a little explosion in your heart. They're like, well, they're just saying, we got good things in store for you. You're gonna like this. This is, Seaweed, I just want to caution you a little bit. Sometimes what they think we'll like, sometimes a little different, but they're just saying you get celebrations this spring. There's all sorts of things. I feel like it's some sort of growth. Actually, I'm seeing spiritual growth, but I'm also seeing like human growth, human like you get better at work, or you get better at art, or whatever you're pursuing. There's something you get double growth, double growth. Okay.
Wow.
Wow, what a lot of color.
So when you said that, I got drawn to my color, the cards with all the color on them. So the first one I got is that there's some kind of a union coming up for you, or you're working on a union with some kind of knowledge. So something is bursting through, and look at how beautiful that is.
Wow.
It's just
Yeah.
gorgeous. So something is bursting through for you to work with you. And they said, please accept our assistance if you're interested when this comes up, because we are here for you. Look at the colors there. Oh, my Lord, just gorgeous. And they said, we've tried to make contact with you. If you're feeling like something is just you hadn't thought about before, or is a synchronicity, or is something that you've been interested in but haven't really pursued, we're pushing. If you're interested, we are here to assist you and to work with you to attain that knowledge. So, Siwi, it looks like you are primed and pumped for something to come in.
Right.
And
they gave you a very turquoise drop, but they wanted me to show you this little bit of turquoise that's like a window. So your drop doesn't really go inside. You just look at the window.
There you go. How beautiful. Wow. Thank you, Siwi. Terri, do we have time for two more?
Sure.
Okay. These are late entries, but I said I would try to do them. Anastasia wonders if her cousin Sandra has a message. And Beth Mullen, we'll see if we can answer your question for you.
So cousin Sandra on my stage she's showing me a duality that, boy, you and her got up to some good fun, some real fun, but there were also the flip-flop challenges where that maybe I feel like she's showing me sometimes family pitted you guys against each other a little. But she said, don't even worry about that now. Don't even think about any of the bad times at all. She said, I'm just here on your team now. I get to be up here. I get to help you from a whole different way, a whole different point of view, whole different vantage point. And I'm so happy. And she's showing me her happiness is kind of like rainbow, kind of like this glowing arc that she's showing it almost like she's in a sports stadium, and this rainbow is like almost like on a fan, and she can root for your team. you know, doing this fan. Okay, well that's good. So she's on your team. She really enjoys the connection.
Okay. Awesome. So what I get is that from her vantage point, she can see that sometimes you're kind of sad, you're sorrowful. And it may be because she's not here, but it may be other things that she sees that make her feel bad that she's not there to help you out and talk to you and so on. She says she really wants you to embrace joy in any way that you can do it. If that means something as small as going out and getting a hot fudge sundae, or going outside and listening to the birds, just knowing that being on earth is so transient. We just don't know when our last day is, that we need to embrace the joy that surrounds us and be grateful for what we have. I don't know if there was a man or a brother or the prince means like even. So I don't know if you have a brother or she has a brother, or if there was or maybe her boyfriend or something that she might have had. I don't know. But she says there is a prince she watches over as well. And she says, continue to be a dreamer, continue to be a dreamer, and take a look at what's around you and see that a bird in the hand is very, very much worth two in the bush. So there you go. All right, we got one more. Beth Mullen, her dad just passed in October. His birth name Oliver. They apparently nicknamed Howie. He didn't recognize her the last time she saw him.
Before I can even say my little mantra to get into your thing, he's like on the stage yelling, "You can bet your bottom dollar I recognize you now." He's like, okay, Oliver, can you give me more of a message for Beth?
Oops, sorry.
He's like, he's showing me that the end of his life was pretty rough on you and the family. He's showing me that was pretty hard. And he's sorry you had to go through that. But he said the connection to the other side during that time, pre-going over time, was so intense. And it let him know how wonderful it was going to be. And he said, indeed, it is wonderful here. He said, I'm so sorry you had to go through such sadness, and thank you for understanding. Thank you for still loving me. Thank you for still reaching out your heart to my heart. Thank you for the care, the love. Anything? I feel like there's one more thing. What did you want to say? Orange drops. You get orange drops. Okay. Good. Thank you.
That's very cute. Okay, so I pulled some cards. The first thing he wants you to know is that you and Dad have a forever love. And it's just absolute. Look at the chakras there. Look at that. Chakras are listed. Wow. He wants you to know that, there's he just loves you. And he says, I was in that state. He says, I was seeing things that were in the room, and I didn't know what they were either, but they were probably people coming to get him or, working with him. But please don't take offense to that. He actually says, please forgive me. Because, that is hard when you're in with somebody who's ready. He said, family was everything and is everything. And look, this is a father holding a child's hand, and the mother's there too. He says, it was so wonderful to have you all there with me when I was so sick. And like him and this was a sacred contract. You picked him as a father, and he chose you as a daughter, Beth. And so he absolutely adores you, will always adore you. He said, think of me anytime, and I will be there with you. And listen gently. I will gently give you a message. So just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Everybody always makes it so much of a wonderful Sunday when we get to do this. So Thank you very much. Oh, you're welcome, Beth. Thanks to all of you with questions. Thanks to the moderators and new subscribers. Welcome. And Terri, thank you. 100 blessings. We are not doing a show next Sunday or the Sunday after because one of them is Easter, I believe. Maybe Jean said she'd do it. I'm not sure. But anyway, and I know you're going away soon. You're going away.
Yeah, so, I'll go to Japan at the middle of April.
Middle of April. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we'll do what we can here. And we want to send love and much beautiful energy to you. Enjoy this beautiful spring day wherever you are. And Juno, who is in the chat, she's going to be on with, oh God, who is it you're being on with? Sherry? Is that who you're going on with? Anyway, she wrote it in the chat. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great day. Love you. Thanks, Terri.
You're welcome. Thank you,